Blessings. I hope you guys are doing well. All praises to the Most High. Praise to Ramela King Yoshua Mashiach 4000. Would we be? Now, I'm going to try to not stall on this and prolong this because I feel like this is very clean cut and clear, straight to the point. This is why I was not emotionally charged by this. I feel like this is a clear, classic case of emotional to racial to rage bait, uh, false flag type of thing. You understand? Like, this is what they do. Like, these are distractions that they're bringing into play because they want to get a reaction out of certain groups of people. You understand what I'm saying? Because they would prefer a race war jumps off, but they've been very, very unsuccessful at that because they know that today a lot of black people are much more smarter. We much more are in tuned spiritually, and we just know what it is. You understand? So it's like we're not going to fall for the same okie dokie things that we fell for in the past. So given that they are lacking, demiurgic ability to create something, this is why they have to pull moves like this where it's a living sacrifice to blood sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? And I told you guys that there's many different ways on sacrificing because a person can still be sacrificed. And a lot of men, especially black men in prison who were set up, is what I'm saying. Excuse me, who were set up. Those are living sacrifices, okay? Because the families are still tethering, basically milking those men for life force as well as the system. So this is how I know that the elite approached this family, okay? And let them know that they wanted their son. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted their son. And then they probably told him in X amount of, words like, well, he is going to be a living sacrifice, and basically we want to use him as like I said, once again, rage bait to emotional to racial bait tactic so that they can create a false flag event, okay? This is the only way that they can do false flag events is unless they're sacrificing people, okay? I just want you guys to know that. The only way that they can actually do their curses and do their bullshit and for it to actually land and to be believable by the people is unless there are bodies, okay? There has to be bodies and life force energy that they are living off of, sucking people dry from to be able to create this and make this happen. Excuse me, y'all. I'm getting this mucus out of my system. So I want y'all to understand this, okay? This is literally what they've been doing and what they're not going to stop doing. And I don't give a damn about them tears that she dropping, okay? Because I'm pretty sure the money that you are to receive, if you haven't received it already, it's going to take all that away. And they'll be so cold to the point where, because they hate the attachment of the black man to his mother and to his father. They hate the unity in a black family. You understand what I'm saying? So just imagine that. If you take the attachment, this boy is 17 years old. If you take the attachment away from he and his nurturer, his mom, right, that he's been so used to, especially given the fact that this boy does not have a record, and he doesn't have a history for being violent or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? You just know what that's going to do to this boy's psyche, because ultimately when you are draining, or should I say tethering from a person who is a living sacrifice, who will be a living sacrifice to a blood sacrifice eventually, as long as they are still alive, they need to put them into a mental state of, like I said, once again, fragmentation as well as vulnerability, because they have to take away his sanity. You understand? So I wouldn't put anything past the elite. They probably won't even allow her to see him in person. You understand? Like, they're probably going to cut her off from contact. Not to say that she's gonna even really care. She's gonna be too busy getting her hair done, her nails done, makeup done, glam squad, new vehicle, new house, which I think she already has by now. But yeah, so you probably ain't gonna even have time to do that. And they know that too, because they already know that you're gonna move up in tax bracket. So they're gonna make sure that you stay busy. You're gonna have a business, a better business. If you don't already have one, you're gonna have more businesses. You understand? You're gonna be too busy to visit him. They already know that. So the only time you're gonna be able to make contact with him is going to be over the phone or Zoom call. That's simple. You get what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised if further down the line, and like I said, I'm not speaking this into existence or anything like that. I'm just saying this is the type of shit that they do. Okay, I just know how these people operate. I just know. You understand? So I wouldn't be surprised that later down the line, this boy serendipitously ends up dead in his cell, right? Either stabbed up or hung, saying that he committed suicide, because they'll do that a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Which will make sense, because it's like, they want to be able to milk the person, the victim that they're going to sacrifice, as much as possible before they actually kill them. You get what I'm saying? So this is why I say he's a living sacrifice, because the elite wants to use him as to only be a living sacrifice to create a false flag event or chain reaction to this, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? Because they need a reaction out of the people. So if we don't latch onto it, if we don't get, and this is why they always get celebrities involved. They're all the celebrity lawyers too. All the celebrities get involved. They're making videos and posts and showing their support, sending money to the GoFundMe, sending money to, you understand what I'm saying, like the defense teams and stuff like that, because they already know that this is a ritual being done. A lot of these people out, like people like us, we don't know. You understand? But the real ones we know, who have discernment, we can see beyond this. Like, we can see beyond this. Like, I don't care about all these tears this woman is dropping. She will not be dropping these in the next 5 months. I'm telling you. And she's going to look different too. And so is her man. I just want you to see this real quick.
It's no murder. My son didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself, and that's what hurt so bad.
God will tell us all.
Yeah.
We don't
We
know
just
when,
been-
but yeah, it's
Just been praying and keeping the faith.
It looked like she kind of wanted to smile, though, honestly. It really did look like she kind of wanted to smile. Okay, and I want to read this real quick, and then I'm going to segue up out of here. It says, mother of convicted teen speaks out for the first time after 35-year sentence. And if you don't know this story, then you already know. The mother of Carmelo Anthony has spoken publicly for the first time since her son was sentenced to 35 years in prison for the murder of Austin Metcalf. During the sentencing phase, Kayla Hayes referred to Carmelo as her firstborn, and told the court he will always be my baby, right? Because you're never going to see him again. Just one day after the sentence was handed down, Anthony's legal team officially filed an appeal seeking to challenge the conviction and or sentence. No matter where you stand on this case, it serves as a painful reminder that a single decision can forever change the lives of multiple families. Prayers for the family of Austin Metcalf, who lost a son. Prayers as well for the family of Carmelo Anthony, who now face decades of separation and hardship. As I said before, right? Do you believe justice was served? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. But yeah, it kind of looked like she wanted to smile. Like she had a smile on her face. She was going to crack a smile. She didn't know whether to cry, crack a tear, or crack a smile. Like, that's what it seemed like. And, these people, I'm not, excuse me, I am not fazed by the fact that they're able to cry on cue, okay? Because they have tactics and ways to do that. They'll torture them in the back and let it be known, like, bitch, you better cry, and if you don't cry, and if you don't play it up for the cameras, then you know what's gonna happen. You understand? So they'll give them motivation and some emotional remembrance to sort of pull from. Like the actors call it some type of what is it, like acting method that they use, but it's more like a horrid tactics. It's honestly along the lines of interrogation tactics, just to get these people scared and to get them to cry on cue and all this stuff. So I want to say this, and then I'm done. Had it had been a white boy surrounded by black teens, it still would have been a white jury and a white judge, affirming and letting the white boy know that, guess what? We stand with you because you're one of ours, and we have to protect you and preserve you for the betterment of our race and survival, right? And then we come back to reality, and it is a black boy, right? And he was surrounded by white teens. It's still going to be a white jury, still going to be a white judge, who is going to be literally affirming and letting the black boy know, you are our arch nemesis and we got your ass because you took one of our most prized possessions away. You understand? And let me go back to the scenario of it possibly being a white boy surrounded by black teens. They would have been celebrating in secret and telepathically telling that boy, congratulations, you took out one of our most arch nemesis. Congratulations, we're going to make sure you're protected. But this is what they do. Sad case though. Peace and blessings to you guys, and I'm out.